What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Moon Knight issue number 19. As we jump into a brand new story arc, Moon Knight had battled the Structure, a group of vampires led by the Tutor. The Tutor sending assassins after them. The assassins managed to kill Moon Knight's fellow Fist of Khonshu, known as Hunter's Moon. A resurrected Hunter's Moon returns to aid him in their big finale against the Structure. Meanwhile, the supervillain known as Zodiac, he has been in prison since almost destroying the Midnight Mission. But despite being locked away in prison, Moon Knight still believes that he is very much a threat. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, so we are jumping over to the Myrmidon prison. We have Dr. Plesko, who is sitting down having a therapy meeting with Zodiac. They begin talking about whatever is on Zodiac's mind. More specifically, he has been thinking about how America, or at least they say America, doesn't really have that many things going for it. That the art forms, especially when it comes to jazz or comic books, these seem to be the arguments that these are the only American art forms. But it could be argued that Japan beat us to both of these. But he does let it be known that there is something that they do better here in the old US of A than anybody else. And that is supervillains. Taking us over to Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight. They are currently having a discussion about how the Fist of Khonshu, they can actually die. Now, Moon Knight, for a long time, he has never fully understood the capacity of what the Moon God can do. From his understanding is that they don't die. The Fist of Khonshu, they are always resurrected. Hunter's Moon letting him know that this is true. They do die, time and time again. They do get resurrected. But he does pose the question, if the Fist of Khonshu cannot die, then why are there only two? Both men born in the late 20th century. If the Fist of Khonshu can never die, then explain why all of the other fists have in fact died. Taking us back to the Doctor and Zodiac. The Doctor saying that supervillainy, it is not necessarily only an American thing, giving an example of Victor Von Doom. Now this is where Zodiac says that Doom, he's cool. He does his own thing, he does the tortured monarch thing, it's so European, so practiced to him. He wants something that is more elemental, that there is something about America, the broad shriek of straight psychopaths that comes from the American character, saying forget Doom. That he would take Cletus Cassidy over Victor Von Doom any day of the week. Because Carnage, he knows how to party. Picking us back up with Hunter's Moon and Moon Knight. Moon Knight had never actually thought of the aspect about the other Moon Knights. That if they keep coming back, why are there new fists? What happened to all the ancient fists? Hunter's Moon letting us know that there are limitations to resurrection. There always have been. When they are resurrected, their bodies return strong, unharmed, ready to do nighttime violence that is the Moon God's work. But each time they return, it is their minds that suffer. Each time they are brought back to life, they lose a little more of themselves until there is nothing left. Nothing but feral and violence. Nothing but raw instinct. Of course, Moon Knight doesn't like hearing that because this is essentially it. That's all they have to look forward to. Dying, being brought back to life, rising, repeating until they are feral psychopaths. Of course, Hunter's Moon, he sees this as an honor. But Hunter's Moon also sees this as Khonshu had given them life, gave them divine purpose, gave them the tools and opportunity to revenge their own deaths. How can you see someone like this as a monster? Picking back up with Zodiac. They continue on their conversation, but Zodiac knows exactly who this doctor is. This doctor working side by side with Spectre for many years in third world countries with a rifle and ready to kill anybody that would stand in their way. questioning how can you question what I do when you are no different yourself. But he also believes him to be nothing more than a puppet for Moon Knight, with Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon making their way to Subterranea. Hunter's Moon does question why you believe this area is within your territory. Moon Knight says that his territory is from heaven above to the bones of the earth below. It's all the province of the Midnight Mission if a traveler by night comes to ask for help. One of these individuals did come to Moon Knight asking for help. They were enslaved, being used for manual labor. That is why Moon Knight is here. He is coming to lay the smackdown on any that would enslave others. As Moon Knight and Hunter's Moon, they go in and they start laying down the hate. The prisoners breaking free, using their pickaxes against those that would keep them imprisoned. They fight, they kill, they earn their freedom. This is where we see Commodore Donnie Planet, as him and Moon Knight battle one another. Hunter's Moon leading the slaves against the captors. Moon Knight is trying to figure out exactly who sent these guys, who they are working for, and why they are doing this. With Hunter's Moon coming up behind him and boxing Planet's ears, they are able to put him down in the ground. With Hunter's Moon reiterating yet again that he needs to not be so casual with his life. Hunter's Moon has been trying to tell him this entire evening. The last time that he was resurrected, it was taxing. He did not come back as he should have. Not wholly. With Khonshu being imprisoned, his power has waned. He must be freed to work his miracles, sending back a message that the next time one of his sons dies, while Khonshu is imprisoned, they will not be resurrected. Jumping back over to Zodiac, they finish up their conversation. Zodiac firmly believing that he has a victory over Moon Knight. The fact that he went against Moon Knight and he is still alive. The fact that he was able to kill Soldier. This makes him believe that it was a victory. This is when the Doctor chuckles, letting Zodiac know that he is a friend of Moon Knight, that he came here to keep tabs on him. But what is funny is that Soldier is alive. This Soldier is perfectly fine. That is when Zodiac loses it, saying that he saw him die, he shot him dead, that he won't be the last, that he is coming for anybody that is close to Moon Knight. And this is where we see elsewhere, there are people preparing to go after Moon Knight, to go after Soldier, to going after the Doctor. The war against Zodiac, it is just beginning. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Not a whole lot going on in this issue, except really for the revelation that if Hunter's Moon or Moon Knight die again, that they will in fact die permanently until they are able to free Khonshu, until Moon Knight is willing to free the god. This is their last life. There will be no returning. There will be no coming back. If somebody is able to kill them, it is game over. And we see that Zodiac is still playing his moves. He is still working the shadows even from prison. This is not the last that we have seen from Zodiac. And everybody in the Midnight Mission is in the crosshairs. So let me know your thoughts. Let me know your theories. If you would like to get completely caught up on the entire run of Moon Knight, go ahead, check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is going to get you completely caught up on everything going on with this series. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership. Much like Patreon, having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, but you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you are unable to do this, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, like this video, hit that notification bell, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.